So in the last video, we created a method inside our MyApp class, getInitialProps for authentication. We used the class-based component inside this app.js file. Now we're going to refactor this into a functional component. So I'm going to minimize this for now. And I'm going to create a functional component here, MyApp. So now if I open this class, inside this .props, we were receiving component and page props. The same we are going to receive inside the props of this component. So component and page props. And inside the return, I'm going to copy the return statement from this class. We're going to have the same return statement here. Again, we are returning the component, spreading the page props, and we are wrapping the component with the layout component. So now for actual authentication, we are going to create a method here, myapp.getInitialProps, async function. So if you remember in the last video, because we are in app.js file, inside the parameters, we are going to receive an app context. So if I go to the class, here we had this static async getInitialProps. Inside this, we receive an app context. I told this in the getInitialProps video. We receive an app context, and inside that app context, we have the properties, component, and context. So again, we are going to receive it here. I'm going to destructure out those properties. So component and context. And the code inside this is going to be the same. I'm just going to copy all of the code from here up until it's return page props. So all of the process is going to be the same, but we have refactored it into a functional component. And you are seeing all of these routes inside the protected routes variable. We have not created these yet. Don't worry, we are going to create it in the future. I am working on the final code here. That's why you're seeing all of these routes. So we are returning page props from here, receiving it inside the props. All of the process is the same. We have removed the class component. I'm going to delete it from here. Now we have refactored it into a functional component. And here we also do not need to import the app from next/app. So it is going to work the same. You can use either approach here, class-based component or functional component. Personally, I would recommend to go for this method right here because React is moving to functional components. So it is better to use this approach.